Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today. I've got a neat video today for you that is going to be a comparison video. On the left you see my gold tone CCOT banjo, costs around $500. And on the right, that's my Pisgah Custom banjo, costs right around $2,000. So I'm gonna do a rundown of each and every part on the banjos, talk about them, compare them, play them for you, give you good sound samples of both. Then I'm going to give you my my thoughts on it, and then I'll ask you to tell me what you think. So sit back and enjoy the video. Okay, so let's start with the gold tone CCOT banjo. Alright, now this comes in a package. It's got the banjo, a strap, a case, and a DVD. Okay, and it sells for right around $500. I'll put the exact amount below here. So it is what they would call a beginner, level banjo. I'm going to go over exactly what specs came on it and anything that I've changed, okay? So they have listed for the fretboard material, they have it listed as select wood. And what happened is, it used to be rosewood, and they quit making it available to be imported. There was something happened with rosewood, so they couldn't do rosewood anymore. And it's like African something wood, I can't remember. But that's what the fretboard is made of. The neck. Okay. So the neck and the pot of the banjo are maple. The tuners are sealed guitar style tuners, and you'll notice that they point up and down like a guitar style, and on the other banjo they point back. Okay, that's a totally different thing. The nut material, I believe, is an ABS plastic. I'll put it down below if I can find anything else on it. The head right here is a Remo fiberskin head. The bridge is a 5/8 bridge. Now I did change out the bridge on this. It came with a 5/8 standard maple with an ebony cap bridge, and I put a compensated bridge, a Grover compensated maple and ebony bridge on there. It's got an old time style no knot tailpiece on it. It's an 11-inch head and pot. The tone ring on this, I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not, but it's a rolled brass tone ring. The scale length on both is the same at standard scale length of 24.6 or 26.4, I can't remember. This has 18 bracket hooks around it. It weighs 5.5 pounds. Now, the strings that are on this banjo are the Ernie Ball earthwood frailing strings that are my favorite strings. So yeah, other things that I've added is this armrest, this wood armrest, and I have the same company made the other armrest. I have, the wood is just a little bit different color, but a wood armrest is something that I've added, and spikes I've had added. So yeah, now let's go over the Pisgah. Alright, so the Pisgah. The fretboard is made out of persimmon wood. And you'll see this headstock here is the same wood, the persimmon wood, but it's laminated with other woods as well, and I'll talk about that too. But so we've got the persimmon wood fretboard, and it's in the family of ebony. So it's a hard wood and a real nice feeling fretboard. The neck and pot on this banjo are cherry wood. The tuners are planetary style tuners. Remember how I said they go back? Planetary style Gotha tuners. Now the lamination here is there's black walnut strip here, which is real nice, in between the fretboard and the back of the neck. The nut is bone, carved bone, really nice. It's got little scallops in it. 11-inch pot and Remo fiber skin head on there. They've just stamped the Pisgah Banjo Company logo on it. The bridge on here is a 5/8-inch maple and ebony bridge, straight. It's got an old-time style no-knot tailpiece. The tone ring in this is a tubaphone tone ring. This weighs 6.4 pounds. Now, things that I added on to this, as I said, that armrest, I had spikes installed. I went with the black tuners and aged brass hardware. Okay, so everything has that aged brass look to it, and that was an upgrade. The width across the fretboard is substantially different from banjo to banjo. Now, this is a big deal for a lot of people. Now, players with small fingers, no big deal. But anybody that has any, it's a big difference, okay? I think that's 1 1/4. I'll put it right here. And this is 1 3/8, I want to say. Width, but it's substantially different, okay? And that makes a big difference when you're playing. And it's things to think about when you're ordering a banjo. Also, I had the headstock here scrolled out. I think they do sort of a paddle shape as their standard. This costs a little more. And this pretty inlay here. I'm working with the sun, so my lighting is not perfect here. But let's get to what you're really here for, and that is to hear the difference between a $500 banjo and a $2,000 banjo. And you tell me if it's 4 times the banjo. Obviously, I have my own opinion about this, but after I go through the sound clips, I'm going to talk to you about some pros and cons of both. So let's get on to the sound clips. Okay, for the sound clips, I want you to know that I have the same microphone. It's linked below if you're interested in it. It is not any kind of acoustic mic or anything like that. It is just a standard little lapel mic. I have the same mic on for both of these different audio samples. Same volume settings. I'm not going to tweak anything or touch anything. And neither banjo will have a rag or any sort of muting system on it. So, okay, hope you enjoy it. most importantly, what I do want you to get out of this video is that any banjo is better than no banjo. So don't think you have to go out and buy a $2,000 banjo to play banjo. You really don't. You can have just as much fun and do just as much, you know, as you want to. Okay, I hope you enjoyed those sound clips. I wanted to talk for a minute also about pros and cons. And these are really subjective to me, so they're not going to apply to everybody, of course, but things that I think of. With a $500 banjo, I am more likely to take that banjo everywhere in the world with me and be less concerned about it than I would be with a $2,000 banjo. Okay? You can look at that as a pro or a con. I'm not sure how you want to look at that. But I would be more apt to take it virtually everywhere with me. Okay? With a $2,000 banjo, I am more likely to play that and pull that out when I want anybody to be listening to me because of the volume that it produces and the ease of play of this banjo for me. The gold tone is a good beginner level banjo, and I have recommended it to people in the past, and I wouldn't stop doing that. I have no problem pulling that banjo out and playing it. Gold Tone did a really nice job with quality control there, and I had no complaints about that banjo. Zero. Take it out of the box, tune her up, play it. Now, and it feels good to play as well. A con for the neck width on that banjo, on that Gold Tone banjo, is that you tend to pull off when you're playing the first string. There's not a lot of meat there on the fretboard. So when you're playing that first string, it's kind of easy to drag it right off the fretboard. Same thing with the fourth string going upward. It's kind of easy to do that. So you have to be careful and mindful of that. And that may be something that you want to consider. The weight difference was like a pound. It's not even substantial. The quality control on Pisgah, if you've watched my review, you know, their banjos are amazing. The fit and finish of the banjo is excellent, but they have some quality control issues. I had this banjo. They had this banjo in their shop 3 times, and you know, I just don't understand that. But I'm not going to talk much about that because it's a very good banjo. Would I order from them again? Yes. I'm not going to get too much into it, like I said, but would I get them to install spikes for me? No, absolutely not. I would. It's a shame, but I would not. I would get somebody else to do it. But everything else on this banjo, I couldn't ask for anything more. Now, playability. You would expect that a banjo that's 4 times the cost of that other one over there, that Gold Tone, you would expect that the playability would be more. And it is. It is. You know, it plays like a dream. Now, will it play itself? No. It won't. But it plays like a dream. Is it more difficult to play the Gold Tone? You know, that's really, for me, no, not really. But if anyone has any sort of, my fingers are kind of skinny, I would say. It's one of the few things on me that's skinny, but my fingers are kind of skinny. So people with beefier fingers might have a problem with the Gold Tone neck being so thin. Another thing, the depth of the neck, it seems more as well. which I like. Overall, are the banjos worth the money? Well, the $500 banjo is absolutely worth the money. No question in my mind. So that's an easy one. The $2,000 banjo is a much harder question for me because I never would have $2,000 to spend on a banjo. I didn't have $2,000 to spend on this banjo. My patrons bought this banjo for me. Thank you so much. I can't thank you guys enough. You did something for me that I never would have been able to do myself. So I saved up my patron money until I had enough to get this. But would I pay $2,000 for this banjo? I don't have the means to get a banjo like this. So for me, I don't know if I would, because like I said, it is not, I don't just have $2,000 sitting around. I don't even have $500 sitting around. But the banjo is amazing, and I absolutely love it, and I love playing it. If I was purchasing a banjo and I was just starting out, I would never get a $2,000 banjo. I mean, you have to take it just from my point of view here. I don't have $2,000, and I would never drop $2,000 on something, you know, that especially if I was a beginner. So when I see beginners that can do that, it's amazing to me. It blows my mind. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I'm not jealous of anyone or anything like that. But if you get one of these and you're a beginner, you'll never need to buy another banjo, ever. That's a fact. You will never need another banjo if you get one of their banjos. It's a great banjo. It's built amazing. If you buy the $500 gold tone banjo, you will be upgrading. After a couple of years of playing, you'll want to upgrade, and there's nothing wrong with that. In my experience, banjo players are tinkerers. We like to tinker with stuff. So I have more things that I'm going to do to this, and you'll see those videos pretty soon. But yeah, we tinker. We like to change things around and hear different sounds and things like that. But it's a great sounding banjo. I you know, is it worth $2,000? Is it 4 times the sound of the other one? You tell me. What do you think? I love it. I know it sounds great. The tuners are out of this world. Very good. The I don't know. One thing I would change, and this is me personally again. The scoop comes on that CCOT. It comes scooped out. The neck on this, you can have it fully fretted or scooped. And you know, I just went with scooped. Why? I don't know. I have never played. Obviously, I haven't had frets up here because it's been scooped, but I don't see myself playing up here. So I went ahead and had mine. So I went ahead and had mine scooped. But I'm not a scoop player. I don't really even like that very much. I don't have anything against it or anyone that wants to play it that way. You know, there's no rules as far as I'm concerned. You play this thing however the heck you want to. You just get joy out of it. But for me, it's not a thing. Another thing I'd like to say about the $500 banjo versus the $2,000 banjo is that it's much more fun playing up the neck on a $2,000 banjo. It's better all around. But a lot of, you know, old time banjo players don't spend a lot of time up here usually. Some do, a lot don't. So that might not be even an issue for some people. So some final thoughts about this. Look, get a banjo and play it. It doesn't matter what banjo you get. I thought it would be fun to do this, and you know, I can't wait to really get to editing this to hear really the differences, you know, the highs and lows in different places and things. And I don't know if you heard it or not, but I did have a little bit of problem slipping off there on the first string with the gold tone. And that's just because I haven't played it in a while. Since I got this new one, I've been playing it a lot, and my fingers are used to the spacing here, as far, you know, versus the spacing over there. Other than that, I really want to know what you think. And yeah, what do you think? Is this 4 times that, or is it more? You know, yeah. So let me know in the comments below what you think. If you've enjoyed this content, please hit like. And if you enjoy the content on my channel, go ahead and subscribe. And before I go, I just want you to always remember that Jesus loves you. Bye-bye.